welcome to my channel, New Beginnings, my everyday life in rural Cyprus. Thank you for being here, whether you're watching live or watching back later. It is so appreciated. Thank you so much. We've got lots going on today, lots of chat and some real fun bits as well. What should we do first today? Let's start today with Quote Corner for Wednesday. Let me see, here we go. Okay, let's start today's live with a segment we do most Wednesdays, is this. And today's puzzle piece is a question. What type of animal is a mountain chicken? It's real, it's not a joke, it's not a catch. What type of animal is a mountain chicken? Let's see if anyone gets that before the live's out, and then you get the applause today if you get it before the end of the live when I will give the answer. And I get the applause if I beat you. So let's see. Let's check the chat. We have Stephen Tina Jewel here saying morning dawn. Nanya Texas on the back 20. Good morning to you. And Steve saying hello to you as well. So hello to all of you joining the chat as we go along. So if you watch my short, you will see if it's a Monday or a Wednesday, it actually comes up on the bottom left corner of the short, and it says to you upcoming live, and it says how long till the live. So if you're watching on a Monday or a Wednesday, it does remind you there. I'm going to try and do some shorts just before, maybe an hour or so before my live, just to remind some of you. That's if I remember to do it that way. Okay, we've got some more chat going on. Steve's dropped a link for Nanya Texas on the back 20. And of course, the way you can help my moderators and thank them is to go on their channel and watch one of their videos, as they're helping you by putting your links up on my live. Nanya Texas on the back 20 says it's Wednesday, back to the farm. Oh, that's your farm day. Cool. That's good to know. I really haven't got any of your schedules, you guys. Do you know my schedules, as in what I do on what days? I'm not talking about YouTube stuff. I'm talking about in general. I wonder if you know what I do on what days. Tuesday, which was yesterday, mostly, if I'm well enough, I tend to go out for a walk, and I did a really long walk yesterday. I know there's apps where you can see how far you walk, but I'm using my geocaching map because it's the only one that shows my, like, the tracks. So I use that. So I don't know how far I walk, but I've got a blister today, and I've got special walking shoes and special socks and everything. Yes. Nanya Texas on back 20 says, well, a few days in farm, few days in city. That's a good balance schedule. Never had one. I haven't worn a watch. Oh, I can't remember where I last wore a watch. Certainly never in Cyprus. No, never in Cyprus. So, do you guys wear a watch? They tried to make them fashionable again by doing all these, what they Fitbits and all those type of watches. Steve says, I try and stay away from the city. Our city is the other end of the island. Takes a few hours to get over there, a few hours. And town, the nearest town is an hour or so away, depends on what part of the town you go to, if you want to go right in the middle of the town. Texas says, yeah, city is a false visit. False visit. Okay, what shall we start with today? Shall we start with a little update? Let's do a little update for you. Let's do a garden update. For me, it's just after 5:30 p.m. So when I say I've spent all the time up to my life doing something, it's basically all day. Some of you are just getting up and you're like, wow, you've done so much today already. I've been in the garden all day. I watered the whole garden this morning, and that was a chore in itself. I mean, all the little tiny trees and like everything. So that was quite a chore. And then I had a few jobs. When I can't sleep at night, I think, oh, what else needs doing in the garden, for example? And then I get up and I feel I have to do those things. I've videoed what I did today, so you can see it. It'll be coming up soon. And some big jobs in the garden, and one of the jobs nearly killed me. Yes, but I talk about that on the video, so look out for that. I don't know what I'm going to title it yet. I've just filmed it, so maybe I'll put something like that in the title. Hey, that'd be like clickbait, won't it? I nearly died. Nearly died gardening. Let this be a lesson to you all. But yeah, I've been doing so much in the garden, like garden maintenance, if you like. Garden maintenance. And the last thing I did today, I didn't film. What I do is normally just film something, show you it and say I'm going to do blah blah blah. Then I don't film, I do it and then show you it afterwards, because I watch a lot of videos. I'm like, oh, just get on with it. So I tend not to film what I'm actually doing. I just tell you what I'm doing and then show you then the result, and people like that. And then the last job I was going to do, it was literally just, if you like, weeding, but a bit more than weeding. At the bottom of, I've got a jasmine bush, and then I've got 3 other trees and bushes I've kind of weaved to make a hedge. So there's a couple of pomegranate trees, but I'm keeping them only about that tall. And I weaved their branches through because they produce really lovely red flowers. There's the jasmine, which just comes from one stem, but I've done a mini trellis and I've grown it all through there. You can't even see the trellis anymore. Then there's the red trumpet plant, and I've weaved that through. So it's looking quite pretty, but I need to constantly trim it. But then at the base of that, we're in snake season, so I don't like to have anything underneath. I like bare small trunks of anything, or bushes or anything. So I wanted to just weed and trim out under that. And I thought, oh, I won't even mention that. That's really quick to do. And that took me so long. And then the secateurs broke. It lost the, I don't know what you call it. It's not a spring, but it's like the spring bit at the bottom. I suddenly lost that. Me and Mike spent ages trying to find the bit so he could fix it. That took me just as long, really. So I should have done the before and after, because I did a great job on that. But yes. Let's check the comments. Where are we? Texas says, I hope my garden is still there. Lots of rain last few days. What's rain? We don't have rain now till winter, next winter. Steve says, hates snakes. Yes, I talk about snakes in what I filmed today and explain about the snakes and whatever else. So there will be that. My lake is loaded with snakes this year. What type of snakes do you have? We only have one deadly snake, and I tell you how we've kind of made it as best we can that we shouldn't get that one lurking in the garden. And then I've been doing, if you've seen my tomato grid, how I make grids with string so that I don't have to stake any plants. No plants need staking with my string grid. And once you made this grid, you don't need to do anything else to it. Well, I've made another one for my peas because I really did think my peas would survive. It's too hot here. Now I've jinxed it. But they'd gone beyond the lowest level. I did about that high of the grid. I thought, well, if they last that long, great. But they're about this tall now and going across. So I thought, well, I'll make more of the grid higher. But because I didn't make the grid all in one go, it just looks like, I said to Mike today, I call it my Frankenstein grid because it's bits added on. Oh dear. Texas says water moccasins. I don't know those. I have to look. Poisonous and aggressive. Ooh, are they deadly? Says Steve. Yes. Yes. So peas, because I've never grown them before, you can't buy pea seeds here. So I was lucky to stumble upon some. I don't know when you harvest them. So I've just got my little book out. It says sowing to harvest, 11 to 12 weeks for early varieties, 12 to 13 weeks for second varieties, 13 to 14 weeks for main crop varieties. Well, they got the green pods, but they still look flat at the minute, and they are peas, not beans. So I just want to have a look and see if it says about harvesting. Staking the plants, yeah, you'll be lucky. I don't harvest them. I don't stake them. Harvesting. Green peas are at their best when fresh, young and green. That's the thing. I don't want to leave them too long. Never let them become fully ripe and hard, as they would lose much of their flavour. Peas are usually ready for harvesting about 3 weeks after flowering, right? Pick them when the pods have filled out. See, they haven't, and are firm to the touch. During a very dry summer, some pods may not fill out completely. Well, that's what I'm thinking. It's too hot here. But if some of the peas are large, pick them anyway before it's too late. This is where my problems are. Start picking at the bottom of the plant and cut rather than pull off the pods. Check your plants frequently and harvest the pods regularly as they become ready. Some varieties may have a second, smaller crop after the main one, although these pods are less sweet and tender than the first. There we go. I said to Mike, we only get a couple of pods at a time. I said, I'll be coming for Sunday dinner. I've harvested some peas and there'll be 3 peas. I tell you what we've got a lot of at the moment is apricots. Oh my goodness. And there was one I picked yesterday. I'm not joking. It was about that big. It was like a mini apple. It was huge. But so many apricots at the moment. Texas says a couple of times a year I go fault them out invasive turtles. Oh, invasive turtles too. Wow. Well, a couple of times a year I go cull them out. Invasive turtles too. Thanks for the correction there. Steve says, sounds like a very nice place to relax. What else have I been harvesting? Garlic. Harvested loads of garlic. And this morning I thought I was going to have one little bit of garlic for lunch. With my lunch, I was making like a wrap thing. And I thought I'll just, because there was a tiny bit attached to like a big bit, you know, of the different segments. And I thought, I'll just have those 2 bits, use a little bit up as well. I thought I'm going to peel them over the bin. So I peeled the skin off, dropped the big bit and just had this weeny little bit left. Oh, so much for being lazy and not getting a chopping board out. What else have I been harvesting? I've done loads of artichokes. Been harvesting those like crazy. I've got so much of those in the freezer. One of my viewers asked me what I do with them, how I prepare them. I don't eat them like artichokes because we have so many of them. I don't bother with all the leaf thing and dipping the leaves and all that. I literally cut the bottom off so the stalk's gone, and then I cut the top off so I've just got the heart. So I just discard all the rest of it. Some of you think, oh, that's so expensive, and you're just throwing that away. So I just end up with a disc of the heart. That's all I do. As I'm doing each one, I then put that in a bowl of water with lemon juice in, because that stops them discolouring. So I've got all the disc of hearts. That's all I've got. Rest is gone. And then those, I used to always dice them. I used to dice them and put them in bags of portions and put them in the freezer. But now I use my chopper and I chop them up really small, because I don't know if you know that to cook it takes a long time. They take a long time, even as cubes. They take a long time to soften up. So I now put them in my chopper, and they go a lot further as well, and I bag them up in portions again like that. And then whenever I make a rice dish, I put some in. Sometimes if I make a pasta dish, I put them in. So it's like a sort of bit of vegetable. Do the same with my zucchinis as well. So if I'm making maybe rice, I'll put zucchini in and some of the artichokes in. Sometimes I beat up some eggs and put that in as well. So whatever. Nanya Texas says we're getting some blooms, so hopefully soon on harvest. Jolly good. What else have I been harvesting in the garden? The mulberries are getting there. They've changed colour, so the red ones, and got different colour ones. What else have I been harvesting? My sweet corn's really big. There's no corns on it yet, but no ears of corn or anything, but the actual plants are really big now. Peppers been harvested. Figs, pomegranates. I put a few shorts up today to show you some of the different things I harvest in my garden. Texas says peaches, nice. Apples, oranges. Oh yeah, I've been picking the last of the oranges from the great big ones that I had. I've picked the last of those, but I've got so many of those, and lemons everywhere. Texas says peaches, apples, oranges, loaded, so hopefully they'll make it. That would be good. I've got an early peach and a late peach, so the early peach is doing really well. We've got plums as well. I'm hoping to get some plums on those this year. It's first, but they're just small trees, so hopefully we'll get some of those. And as I've said as well, my olive trees are absolutely loaded. From the blossom, they get like little tiny nodules, and each one of those is an olive, and they are just loaded with those at the moment. I think I put a short up of those as well, so you can see how they're doing. Do check my shorts. I'm doing a lot of shorts now just to keep you up to date, because sometimes they're live, I say something, I say, oh, a video is going to come up of that, but maybe you want to see some of that now, particularly like how trees are doing or the vegetables. So if you want to see, there's those, and also some back videos. If people ask me things like my cactus fruit, then if someone asks about it, I put a short up from a clip before when I've grown those and harvested those. So if you see some sort of back footage, you'll know that's questions. Oh, and I'm doing a thing talking about shorts. I'm doing a thing where Ashley gave me the idea for it, Ashley's Allotment Adventures. And he said, when I was talking about my hats, where I say about what's your favourite hat, and he said, oh, I'd like to see a picture of you wearing your pink beanie. So I did a short on it. And I thought, was that a test? Because if you do shorts, you can only film away from you. I can't turn the screen to do a short, so I can't do a short of me. So I thought, oh, was that a trick? But I got a short of me wearing my hat. And I thought I would do a thing now. If any of you want me to dedicate a short to you, ask me, but it can't be me. I'm not doing that again. It was too much effort. So I can't film me. But if you want me to do a short of something, and I'll dedicate it to you, and then I put a link in the short to your channel. So it's a way you can get a sort of shout out, but rather than just doing a dull shout out that people just go watch this channel, go watch that channel. I'll do a short. It can be of anything. So you say, for a short, can you show me a lemon tree? And then I do a short and say, I'll spy a viewer to do a short of a lemon tree. Here it is. Go and watch at Steve and Tina Jewel, for example. So if you want to do that, just do a short of, and then I'll know that's what you want. So if you want a shout out, I can do it that way. I thought that might be quite cool. Okay, let's move on. Let's do an update of this. Just getting it. I have done so much because I think for 2 weeks now, you haven't seen an update of my cross stitch because we were doing different things. I think last week might have been the Q&A. So I only did the Q&A last week. And the week before, maybe I was showing you something else or doing something else. I can't remember what the live before was. So you've actually got 2 weeks worth to catch up on. I have done a lot more. I have gone down. I'll hold it away first. Look how far down I've gone. Whoa. I want to go down to the bottom so you might get more perspective of the length of it. So that, and this bottom row, for example, you might think, oh, yeah, you've done a row there. That takes forever to do a row that long. Takes forever. And at the top of the screen there, just at the top, I think you've got the top there. Don't you think that looks like maybe a dolphin or a whale? A dolphin or whale? Is it an under the sea picture? Ooh, what is it? Is it an island with the sea or the jungle? Who knows? Any guesses as to what you think it is? Obviously, the further down I go, the better. So I'm still on this dark colour. Still on this dark colour. So yes, there's the animal at the top with the eye. It's not an animal. Oh, now at the bottom, it looks like a turtleneck look with the eye. Oh, what is it, Dawn? What is it? Oh dear. Okay, let me see if we've got any comments as to what you think it is. No. Steve says, our apple trees and blueberries look good with blooms. Ooh. Blooms. I like blossom. I like blossom. I love blossom. I really do. I think my favourite blossom, I quite like the quince. I quite like the quince blossom because the quince are like really big flowers. And then I think my hawthorns are the blossom that smell the best, my hawthorn trees. Those of you who don't know, the fruit on hawthorn trees is called haws. I think I've told you that before. The fruit is called haws. Steve says no orange trees up here in Canada. No. Steve says needlework looks like a waterfall. Oh, yes, it does look a bit like a waterfall. Ooh, waterfall. Interesting. Okay, let's go back to the question of the day, the puzzle piece for today. What type of animal is a mountain chicken? Let's see if anyone gets that today. Okay, let's move along. I did call today's live Learn Something New today. Maybe you learned something about the peas. Did you learn something like that? Oh, Steve's having a go at the question. What type of animal is a mountain chicken? Steve says a rat. That's a really good guess. It is not a rat, but that is a super guess. I can see where you're coming from with that. Okay, I'll give you some more time. But as I say, learn something new today. Let's see if I can tell you about something else that you might not be aware of and learn something else new today. So some of you may know the brand of electrical items called Swan. I'm sure Steve knows that for sure. Swan. And talking about Swan, it says the earliest electric kettles had their elements underneath the kettle rather than actually within it. Swan was the first company to manufacture a kettle where it was inside with the water. At first, though, people were terrified of the idea of mixing water and electricity. This kettle was developed by Leslie Large, who worked as an electrical engineer for Ballpit and Sons Limited in Birmingham, England. At this time, they made Swan products, a name derived from Swansea tin plate. I didn't know that. That's where the name Swan comes from. I thought it was something to do with the kettles because the spout of the kettle looked like a swan neck. That's what I always thought it was. At first, it was known as Patent Electric Cooking Utensil. Patent Electric Cooking Utensil. But the idea caught on. It cost 18 shillings and sixpence in 1935, or 22 shillings with a patent automatic safety device. In 1937, an injector was introduced, which disconnected the kettle from the electric supply if the kettle was allowed to boil dry. 1939 saw a move to bring design and fashion into the kitchen. By using stainless steel, it was possible to develop a kettle in keeping with your best table silver. It was not until 1975 that a fully automatic kettle was introduced. That's quite late, isn't it? 1975. Oh, I'm surprised by that. The Swan Automatic, which switched itself off automatically when the water boiled, and which had a reset button which could be pressed to bring the water back to the boil. Whilst initially the idea of the jug kettle was started in the 1960s by Swan, it is only in recent years that the concept has become so popular. This has been followed by the cordless jug kettle, eliminating the hazard of the trailing lead. And that's pretty interesting. And there's an advert here, and it says, in the home for a lifetime, the Carlton Teapot 6 cup, the complete Carlton tea set, Swan Cromlin finish, includes teapot, 11.5 pint hot water jug, cream jug, sugar basin and tray, 16 inches by 12 inches, obtainable from all leading stores and ironmongers. So you can see that there. That's the advert I was reading. There, that's the advert. And then there's one of the kettles. Wow, I didn't realise it wasn't till the, what was it, late 70s? What was it, 1975? It was an automatic kettle. Wow. Let's have a look at the comments. Steve's having a go again at the question. I keep losing the question. What type of animal is a mountain chicken? And Steve's saying rodent or rabbit. No, not correct. Not correct. Steve says 24 shillings to the pound. Then he says, no, it's 20 shillings to the pound. 240 pennies to the pound. You got me stumped because I've talked before about, I was born in 1964, but right at the end in December. So people say to me, oh, in the year you were born, blah, blah, blah happened. I'm like, I wasn't born then. And they're like, And I'm like, well, I was born right in December. So things that happened in 1964 mostly were still things that had happened before I was born. So when I went to school, when you're taught money at school, where I went to school, it was decided that because it was changing from old money, is that what you call it? From old money to decimalisation, that they would not teach us money. They would not teach us money. They said it would be a right waste of time. They'd be teaching it to us and it would be of no use to us. So I don't know old money, even though it was around my time. But then when we were older, when it came in decimalisation, even though we were older than we would have been playing shops and things, at school there was a lot of time spent playing shops with pretend new decimal coins, because they thought we would learn quickly, and often we would help our parents because that's all we'd learned, and we often helped our parents and told them how much things were. So I really only know decimal coins. But I have talked before saying I know sixpence and I know what it looks like, because we had to, if we had any sixpences for like aunties or whatever gave us some money, my dad always said, give me the sixpences and I'll, whatever they total, I'll give you the money, because that's what you used in parking meters. I know the half crown, and that was the big silver one. And I know that because to pay for dancing lessons, it used to be half a crown, which is that 12.5p? Is that right? But I know half a crown was how much we paid for a dancing lesson, because my mum would give it to me and I'd go and pay for the dance lesson. So I knew half a crown. I remember the pennies, which have the portcullis on, and they've got, I can't remember how many sides, but it's not a hexagon, maybe it's an octagon, I don't know, but it's got a few sides and I know what that looks like. Maybe that's what we were given as change or to go and buy sweets with. Oh, Steve's saying old English money. Okay, I don't know what you call it. So I know that one. And I remember, oh no, that wasn't an old penny, was it? The one with the portcullis. Was that halfpenny? I don't know. The old penny, that was the big coppery looking one. And that had, was it Britannia on it? Maybe that. I know that one as well. But I couldn't tell you like all this shillings, sixpence and what it all added up to and what something was. I don't know all that. So like Steve says there, 240 pennies to the pound. I wouldn't know anything like that. I wouldn't know that at all. So yeah, even though I was of the era of old money, I don't really know it. I don't know it at all. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, as I say, 1975 for the kettles, the ones we know of more today. I like my kettle, and it's clear glass, but it's see-through, and when you turn it on, it's got ultraviolet colour, like that violet colour around the bottom of it. I like that because it lights up a pretty colour. My friend had one, and it was the same sort of glass look, but as it boiled, it all kept changing colours. It was like a little disco going on. I really liked that. And when I used to go around to her house, I used to say to her, "Oh, can I put the kettle on?" I used to like that. That was really fun with that one. Oh, that was really fun. So yes, anyone just coming in, reminder of today's puzzle piece is what type of animal is a mountain chicken? What type of animal is a mountain chicken? And while you're pondering that, let's have a look at this. Okay, so I'm just grabbing those. So let's see, what's my mood of the day? Not that one. Not that one. No. 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 Yes, let's do that one today. My emotion of the day. It will come to you in a minute. Wow. Wow. Why is it wow? Well, for all I got done today, it's a pretty big wow. It's a pretty big wow for me. As I say, all the things that I managed to get done in the garden was a wow. And sometimes I plan, I think I'll never get all that done. And I did, apart from one thing that you will see in the video, and why I didn't get it done goes back to the nearly killed me. You'll see. Okay, checking the comments. Steve's helping me. Farthing. See, I know the words. Farthing. I don't know what that looks like top of my head. Halfpenny. Penny. Oh, threepenny bit. Mike always goes on about threepenny bit. Sixpence. shilling, 2 shilling. Oh, 2 shilling. I don't know, 2 shilling. I know there was shilling. Oh, there was a 2 shilling. Half crown. I liked that. Oh, crown. Oh, don't know what's the difference between half crown and crown. I think half crown is the big silver one. Am I right? Crown. Don't know that then. 10 shilling notes. See, I don't remember notes. All I remember is the green £1 note. Oh, guinea. Mike talks about guineas as well. Old English money from what I can remember. That's very good. Do you have any? I think somewhere I still have. Do I still have one of each? Or maybe I don't have all of them. I think I gave them all to Mike. Crown is 5 shillings. This is where I start to go, oh, it's too much. A crown is 5 shillings. See, I couldn't tell you any of that, what something's worth of something else. Half crown is 2.5 shillings. My mind is blown. It's funny because none of the names make any sense, in my opinion. How did they get those names for what they're worth? I have to look into the history of how these things were named. That would be quite interesting. Do you know how any of these were named? That would definitely be interesting to figure that out. I'm sure there's a reason. But yeah, it just blows my mind. I just switch off when people go, 2 of this is one of that and 2 of that is. I'm like, oh, because I don't even know the value of them as they were. It just blows my mind. You tell American people about all that. If you put all those words, say, do you know what these are? They'll be like, what? What? What are all these strange names? And I think a lot of people didn't. It's Colin Waffles is knocking the table, in case you're wondering why I'm wobbling now. Hello. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of English people, probably English people now, didn't know there was old money in England. But I'm sure American people just think England was always decimalised. That would be interesting. Guinea, £1, 1 shilling. Oh, God. It's like it's like you're talking a foreign language to me. I know the words, but I don't remember them. It's like when you learn a language, you'll be like, oh yeah, I know that word, but what is it? I can't remember. That's kind of what it is. I can't remember what that word is. It's like Cyprus. Some of you might not know, but before the euro, we had Cyprus money that no other country had. So we had the Cyprus pound and cents. We had that. So we had Cyprus money, and I loved that. It was really cool money. What you doing? It's Mr. Colin Waffles. And from my viewer who said, was he pregnant? Oh, you're going to sleep. I'm going to try and turn you around so people can see you. There he is. He's purring really loud. Let me come forward. You might be able to. Can you see his love heart? You hear him? He's definitely going to sleep. Okay, so let's do one final time of reminding you the puzzle piece of today, and then I'll give you the answer in a minute. What type of animal is a mountain chicken? And then why we're doing the final think of that, let's go on to, where are we, Dawn? Let's go on to this. only because we haven't played a game for a while. So the game today is Name 5. Name 5. And the first category is Name 5 actions beginning with the letter S. So 5 actions beginning with the letter S. So for example, you could do swimming. That's 1. So in the chat, see if you can come up with 5 actions beginning with the letter S. I'm going to do swimming, stamping, screaming, screaming, strolling, and singing. Going to sleep on my shoulder. Mike's done some input. Steve says stabbing, shooting. You're getting a bit violent today. Slashing. Oh my goodness, Steve. 2 more, Steve. Let's have something calm. They're a bit calm there. Could have sleeping. Sleeping. That's nice. Let's see. Then we do 5 things beginning with the letter S, because we're doing letter S today. 5 animals beginning with the letter S. Animals. Slow worm, squirrel, sloth, or sloth, as some of you say. Snake, says Steve. Seal, says Steve. Snail, says Dawn. I need one more. Seahorse. I do like a seahorse. And they're one animal where they're not male or female. They're both. So they are. They're male and female. They are both. They are both. So that's animals beginning with the letter S. And then we've got 3 more categories. So beginning with the letter S, food. Food beginning with the letter S. Sausage. Sandwich. Not cereal, that begins with C. Sausage, says Steve. Sausage roll. I likes me a sausage roll. Souvlaki, says Mike. That's very good, Mike. Salmon, says Steve. Salad, says Dawn. I need one more. Stroganoff, says Mike. Yes. I need another one. Spaghetti, says Mike. Salmon, said Steve. He beat you on that one, Mike. Strawberry, says Steve. Squid, says Mike. I need one more. Steak, says Dawn. Scrambled eggs, says Mike. Very good. So we've got 2 more categories. Beginning with letter S, clothes. Clothes beginning with the letter S. Socks. Salami, says Steve.
Can't wear that.
Can't wear that, says Mike. Don't forget my chat's delayed from what I'm saying. Shorts, says Steve. Sou'wester, says Mike. Shoes, says Steve. Skiing jacket, says Dawn. Sombrero, says Steve. Sun hat, says Dawn. I think we can allow hats and things. Sombrero, says Steve. Sweater, says Mike. Ooh, spats, says Steve. Do you know, Steve, I don't think we're going to beat the cleverness of that one. So I think we need to give you the applause for that one. That was a very good answer. Stilettos, said Mike in the interlude. I've lost track now of how many I've said. Sports shirt or sport top, says Dawn. Let's do the last category. A name beginning with the letter S. A name. Steve, says Dawn. I wonder if Steve would have thought of that. Steve, yes, Steve did think of that. Well done, Steve. Clever to think of that one. Sarah. Stefan, says Mike. Susanna, says Dawn. Sid, says Steve. Simon, says Steve. Did Simon say that? Simon Says. Do you remember that game? Sven, says Dawn.
Twist the one he just said and go Simone.
Simone, says Mike. And Steve's put sod off. Been called that. Like that. I need two more. Scott, says Dawn. I need one more.
Scarlet.
Oh, Scarlet, says Mike.
Sabrina.
Oh, says Sabrina, says Mike. That's a good one.
Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, Charlie's Angels. Sharon, says Steve. It's a very 70s name.
Sylvia.
Sylvia, says Mike. I need one more.
Scaramanga.
Scaramanga, says Mike.
James Bond.
Oh, James Bond, he says. Sarah, says Steve. Stephanie, says Dawn. Stephanie. Cool. I think that one was harder, really, than I thought. I thought name was going to be easy. So, yeah, that's quite a good game. So we call that game 5 categories, and then we pick a different letter and maybe different categories as well. So I'm glad you enjoyed my games. I like to have a game. I do love games. I like board games. Mike's not so keen, so I have to really ask him to play. He's not so keen. What's your favourite board game? What's my favourite? I play Scrabble on a app. I've got you can play it against a computer, so that's how I kind of get my game fix, doing that. I like board games. I've shared some before. I've shown you some of my games. If you're interested in seeing some more of my board games, I can get different ones and show you those. I like Pictionary. That's why we sort of play that sometimes. I'm trying to think of games we can play together on my lives. Oh, Colin's back. Anytime you see me wobble, he likes to nudge up against the table leg. There he goes again. Okay, so I think we should do the answer to the puzzle piece today. Let's find the little interlude run of that, the intro. So, look who's back. Look who's back. Steve says Mexican Train is a family favourite. I don't know that. I've not heard of that. Sounds fun. Is it a card game or is it a board game? Steve's going for a final guess of the puzzle piece, which was, what type of animal is a mountain chicken? Mike, do you know? What type of animal is a mountain chicken?
No idea.
No guess from Mike. It is actually a frog, a type of frog. A mountain chicken is a type of frog. Steve says dominoes. Likes to play dominoes. The game of dominoes. Ooh. I've got a good one I like. It's like in America, they call it Clue, but in England it's Cluedo. I've got a game sort of like that. I've got Cluedo as well, but I've got a game sort of like that, and it's Sherlock Holmes. So it's kind of the same sort of concept of it. You've got to work out who did it, if you like, but you go around the town. Maybe I'll get that out and show you that next week. And you go around the town. I don't know if I've shown you that one before or not. You go around the town, and then when you go in a building, you can ask questions and whatever. I haven't played that for a long time, so sometimes I forget how you play them. But maybe I'll grab that and show you that next week. Steve saying Mexican Train is a dominoes game. I'll be interested to know how to play that. I just know standard dominoes. Cool. So yeah, I'll actually go and get that game out now and put it on my desk, so I remember that I was going to share that with you. So yeah, maybe I'll show you that, share that next week. Okay, I'm going to finish now. It's like, what? I'm not performing today. I've been on a lot of shorts lately. Okay, I'm going to finish there today. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to those who dropped in, and for Steve for being an awesome moderator. I really do appreciate that. And thanks for being here. And as always, until next time, I've just saw another comment pop up. Oh, it's Steve said, have a great day. Bye. I was just on the other bit now to do the outro. So until next time, as always, remember to hit that thumbs up on your way out, and Meraki.